Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. This is your girl Joan Obadia with the village champion,
the international content creator Erinah TL,
the one and only village girl here in this house.
Yeah, because I love it.
Hey, so guys, as you saw in the other first video, like how I came into Kampala, this ninja to this village champion. Hey, I'm eager to listen and hear how her first time
In
come
Kampala.
in Kampala and her grand
grand entry to
Kampala. So I'm very eager, Mom. Where should we start from?
Guys, welcome and welcome back. First, I think let's look, because those childhood memories are really okay. The first time coming to Kampala, you guys, it was supposed to be a trip whereby our mom went and changed the trip money to school fees. So everyone else in the school went for the trip to Kampala, but for us we didn't come. You guys, it was so heartbreaking. Like, it's the worst experience in my life. Till now, I'm old, but it's the worst experience. So as a child, still like a year later, we had to come for a trip to Kampala. But we did not sleep. We made sure our dad took us to school at 3 a.m. because he was tired of us. At 10 p.m. we're like, Daddy, the bus is going, because we used to sleep near the road. Buses would pass. Daddy, the bus is going. Tells left us, like, you people, it is 10 p.m. Like, so Dad saw we could not settle. He just had nothing to do but to bathe us at 3 a.m. and took us to school. We sat at the school veranda. No one was there apart from the security guys. So that was the first time we were coming as a little kid in Kampala. Now, my grand entry, not yet the grand entry. Another time, okay, then the middle used to come and visit our aunties in Kampala. But that, remember, you're not allowed to go around Kampala. There you go straight to the home. So, but you go back to the village and bust them from Kampala. So another time, they chased us for school fees. We went to the village. That day we chased for school fees. We found our parents parking when they have closed all businesses in the village. They are heading to start a new life in Kampala. Because things were getting so. By the way, I don't want to get emotional on Joan's channel. So all businesses were closing, and then my parents were moving to Kampala. The time we reached like this, my mom looked at us and she's like, school fees? We're like, yeah, because we're in uniform. He's like, no, what would you do? Because we found her literally, they were setting off. As we got off the taxi, they're also planning to get into the car and head to Kampala to start new businesses. They are made a new life. Yeah. So all she had to do was get us something to eat, and we joined them as they were coming to Kampala. When we came to Kampala, we had nowhere to stay. So we were staying at our uncle's place. All of us, like as a family, at our uncle's place for some days. Then Daddy got some money, and then we rented out a single room for all of us. So that's how they started the business. Because that time Daddy had initially started the business, but it had not yet picked. So that's how, as they kept on, the business kept growing, we kept on expanding. Yeah, that's how we came to Kampala. But now remember, we had come for just school fees. We had to go back to school. You guys, we stayed like a whole term without going to school. And we were candidates getting out of primary school. So we found when people had studied a lot of things. So it would be expensive for every holiday to come to Kampala. What our mom did, say, you stay there. We stayed at school for the whole year.
Me, I can't.
A whole year, you people at school.
It was so bad.
And she didn't have that much money to keep coming
come and check on
me every time. Maybe every time Daddy came to go to the pick timber, which he would bring to his store in Kampala, he would pass by, bring us bread, and we ask him, how are you? Daddy tell us that everything is fine. Actually, we are working so hard. You see, we are going to be staying in Kampala. We're going to take you to very big schools in Kampala. Those days it was Navisonsa girls, like those. So what would keep us strong is like, Daddy is working so hard so that we go to big schools in Kampala, because it was prestigious to study from Kampala. You guys, the whole year were there in boarding school. People would go for holidays, they come back with things, but first they're there
helping out the matron.
Yeah, we are mopping, we are
I know that. I know that we had that.
And there is this thing when people are setting off to go for holidays. Okay, as candidates, they would give you like maybe a 1 week break off. But for us, we had nowhere to go. So even that week, we would stay there. So there is this feeling people go to their homes, they come back with some new knickers, new clothes, and then for you are still with your constant. But amidst all those things, I was always the best in class.
Yeah.
So now the grand entry, like we have come to Kampala, like we have come to stay. If you die, you die. Actually, this is maybe even still is not the grand. To me, I feel it's not the grand. So we are done with our primary leaving exams. We didn't have transport because remember we have spent the whole year at school.
Yeah.
So mommy was always busy up
but
and
mom,
down.
dad didn't know it's your last day at school. Like let them prepare when you're done.
They come to pick us. That would be expensive.
Or they send transport to the metron or the teacher.
Okay, they had an arrangement, but coming was not an option because coming from Kampala to pick us would mean another expense. Rather, they send the money. But the very day we were supposed, because we were the very last people to leave school, we even slept in the big dormitory, me and my sister. So what happened? My mom talked to the headmistress, said, "Help me." Those days there was no mobile money, so there's no way she would send the money. Help me put those kids on the bus or on the taxi.
Yeah.
Give them my number to come to Kampala, then I will pay.
I'll pay.
So the headmistress's husband, Tata Saulo, and I took us to the stage after breakfast and gave us some money to eat on the way.
By the way, I also experienced that there is a time I was staying at my auntie's place in Kunjiri. Yeah. I was still young, but they would put me alone
on the taxi,
the bus.
Then you go, someone is waiting for you.
On the bus, I reached Kampala. There were these call booths. You pay 200.
You even knew how to use a call booth? Yeah, I didn't know. The first time to use a call booth, I was at high school.
I crammed my dad's number
God.
Since I think P101. So I would come and tell that lady, dial for me this number. Are you sure? And yes, the money is here. Then
you call.
And I call.
And
then I'm like, Daddy, I'm in the bus park, horizontal what coach, and I'm here. The lady sending mandazi. I describe everything in case they want to steal me. That lady would always guard me because I've already given the address. So in case something happens to me, she will be in for it.
Yes.
Then my dad will call my uncle. He was a policeman around Zambia. He comes, pays the people, and texts me. Then I sleep like a day or two in Kampala. Then they put me on the bus to Mubende. By then my dad was in Mubende, Mitiana Mubende, that side. So I understand what you're saying.
My dear, for us, now imagine that long route to Kampala. We were excited, by the way. We are done with, there's a lot of excitement. We are done with primary. We are going to Kampala. We are going to meet our parents. So I just, he took us to the bus station, but got for us a taxi. Tata Saulo, from his pocket, gave us money to buy what to eat on the way, like 1K each. That is like $1/3. So we planned with my sister not to eat that money, because if we get lost in Kampala, we shall use it to look for our parents in case we reach before they come. But the drive of that car had been given now our brother's number, because mom would be at work. My brother stayed with my mom's phone to connect with us and pick us from Kampala. It was a long route, like we were not reaching. We ate the money. We still were hungry. Like
I think when you
my sister told me, but Erinah, don't you think we have already passed in Kampala? Maybe when we slept, they crossed and we are heading somewhere else. And she's like, we asked. Now Aisha is like, no, we need to ask this man. What if we have? He's like, then she asked, Sam, did you not do Kampala?
Haven't we reached
Kampala? The man is like, no, we are not. I've been even talking to your what? To your brother. You were calling it your father. It was our brother. So reaching Kampala, traffic jam. Like you people were hungry, we were tired, we were exhausted, and it was raining. It was the old taxi park. So he kept on calling my brother and connecting with them. So finally, my brother found the car. We were in traffic jam entering this. But we were happy. Like we had seen a savior in this, like we know a whole year without seeing a relative. We had seen a savior in this life. We kept on, he was outside the car and we were inside. We kept on holding his hand like this, and he kept on walking on the car. Like we didn't want to let go of him, but if he got lost from us. And it was drizzling, like it had just rained heavily. It was so muddy. And it was raining on him.
Like
Yes! We held him. For us, we were sitting on this side like this. We held him until when it packed and we got out with our luggage. So our brother got someone to carry them and to another taxi which would make us head home. So he told us, you people, you are welcome. But he didn't want to worry us that time. Little did we know. So they didn't send the money. They would gladly send the money with a taxi coming to Mubende. They give us the money, then we come. They didn't have the money by morning. So as we were traveling, my mom and brother were hustling for the transport to pay. So that is how we got to Kampala first time. We reached home. It was even our first time to eat chikomando. He told us, you know, you people, these days in Kampala, guys eat chapati and beans as food. Like, what? Chapati is not food, it's a snack. It's like, no, I'm going to show you a better way. He went out and bought chikomando in those kavera. You people were so excited. We were so happy. He started telling us stories about Kampala.
Didn't you drink passion fruit juice? Katunda. By then it was like 100.
That one we didn't buy because me from village, even we're not taking like people and dirty. We had that. So we found remember last time we came, we had moved to a single room. We were still in a single room, but they had bought more things. Yeah, but the TV was not there. They had bought more things in the house, so we used to stay inside there. Now that was our P7. Like that was beach vacation, but we're not sure. We're like, anytime we're going to the village because it's only our parents that are this side. So going back to the village, my mom was in this women's circle, Nigina. So it was her term. Nigina is whereby women come together, they keep saving money. Then when it's your time to get the money, they throw for you a party, they give you that money and they give you the gifts. As a start, maybe if you want to start a new life or something like that. So it was my mom's turn and they had thrown for her a party. We went back to the village. That's why I was telling you, I don't feel the other one as like my grand entry. So when we went back to the village, some of the collectings she got from that savings group, they used to as capital to add to the business, to buy more timber. So that is when it hit us hard. My mom told us, we can't survive in this place anymore. So we have to go to Kampala. That's where the business is. You people have to study, because she didn't want us to study in village school. So it hit us hard at that time. Now it is real, like, the going to Kampala is not just to staying for but to stay, like forever, going to stay. So at first we were excited, but then we were like, what of our home, our clothes, and we could not pack all those things. So they brought a truck which loaded that timber. Remember, now they could not spend any other money of people going to the taxi. We had to go on top of it.
Climb on top of that.
Our mom told us, pack everything you need from this house, because we are going, I don't know when we are coming back. We are going for good. Because a lot had happened in that village. Like, a lot had happened. Like, my mom, it was too much. So we packed everything. Like, the excitement was too much. Like, we almost packed the entire house. Even some of us, if you had a favorite cup, you packed it. Like, we almost packed everything and climbed the truck of timber, went up. Because in front, it would only take 3 people. So my mom was there, and the driver. So they had asked my little sister to go there. But remember, all your siblings are on that truck. So you'd want to be there having fun and all that. So we also said, I want to go track. So my grand finale of my entry in Kampala, it was on a truck of timber. So that's me and all my brothers and my sisters. But as we were reaching around Mitiana, I think something fell in my eye. I think an insect fell in my eye. I could not see anymore. That's when they got me from behind the truck and inside to sit with mommy. But that was our grand entry. We reached in Kampala around midnight. We had to help offload the timber, because by that time my parents didn't have any penny on them. Like, we could not afford to pay very many other people to offload. So my mom already had made friends around the business. So she's like, she called them and was like, some 2 guys, please stay, I'm coming, you help me and my sons, and you offload that truck. At midnight, we reached Kampala. That is around Chireka, opposite police station of Shireka. You know, there are people who sell timber. That's where my mom used to work from. So they offloaded. We finished at around 2. Organizing it all was around 3. So we moved to home. That driver was so good to us because we had a lot of bags. He said, you know what? Let me take you up to where you stay. So he drove us there at a free cost, of course.
Yeah.
And that is how we came to Kampala. Now, remember we had come with all our luggage. The room was small.
Hey.
The room was small, but from the sale of timber, my mom got money and expanded. Why I'm saying a lot, my mom, when we moved like this, my dad got a gig to Eastern Uganda.
Hey.
That is in Kumi. That's how even we got to Kumi. My dad got a gig in Kumi, went to work. So it was always mom and us. Dad used to just come back. So that's how we got money. We expanded. We moved to a 2-roomed house, and then we kept on moving. Later I went for a 4-roomed house. Like stuff like that kept happening. But that was my grand entry in Kampala.
Wow. Not like we just came far.
Sagirinya Muhammad came on a truck of banana. And then
this Kadongo Kamugai from Masaka,
Walukaga.
I think, came on the banana still.
Then there is this guy. Tandi Sokufuna feeling. Greenhead official.
Yeah.
Greenhead official says, as a village kid in the village, he had given his rabbit to one of the artists when they came to perform in his village. So the artist didn't give him money. So he escaped from village to come to Kampala, look for that artist so that he can pay his money. The artist is Jose Camilio. Some people have different stories of how they came to Kampala, but me, those are the different versions of my coming to Kampala.
Meet up dad and school.
Yeah, for us, even mainly school, because if it was not for school, mom would leave us in the village. But she would not be this side and leave because we're mainly girls. They need always the guidance of the mom and the parents.
Wow.
So that's how we came to Kampala. And we've been here in Kampala. Actually, we took 10 years without going back to our village.
What?
10 years. Remember, that's why she told us, pack all the things you feel you need because I'm not sure when we are going to come back. Things were tough. Adjusting to the city.
Would she communicate?
No, there was no communication.
We just left
the village. We went back 10 years later. So, you people, first time coming to the city, I was with my sister, the little sister. Mom left for us money to go and buy food. Then they told us, 3 this menu of matoke. In our culture, like in the village, you do not count food. It is that you don't count food.
Kampala,
you just peel and estimate with the eyes what you want. And we come here and they told us 3 pieces of my sister did like this. What is this? Like 3 pieces of banana at 200. My sister's like, can't you sell us to us without counting food? Then the lady asked, how do you expect me to sell without counting it? We were shocked. Did we buy their food? We did. We just went back home, stayed hungry the whole day. We sat on the veranda to wait for our mom. It is, you can't count food. Like how? So we waited for our mom to come. We like, before she even entered, we were at the veranda like this, looking in the road where she would come from. When she came, we went, Mommy, we've not eaten the whole day. She's like, I gave you man, I told you to go and buy banana. We thought that we went to buy banana. And those ladies were counting banana. Have you ever seen people counting? Oh, my mom is like, no, this is Kampala. Kampala has no culture.
She left after.
How do you count Irish potatoes? Like it is in my culture. Me till now in my home, if I'm going to peel food, I don't count. I just estimate using eyes. I'm like, this is enough for us. But this counting.
Actually, at home, we peel the whole.
In Johannes, these people have a plantation of food. Even us, we had a plantation. So if you come from that setting, you do not settle for this thing.
The whole bunch, and by lunchtime it's done. Then we peel another, and we are eating.
That's what we used for. Me and my sister, 2 of us, would take a saucepan of porridge. 2 people.
But me,
only 2 of us.
Me, like while at campus or when like here, if we have because girls home here we are girls.
Yeah,
here
girls.
This house we are girls. 6, 5, 2, 4, whoever.
6 actually.
We are 6.
6, 7.
Yeah, we are 6, 7. When we are going to cook matoke, because some of them don't like it or what. Still I ask, how many?
And to me it is still now it sounds so dubious.
Me, I adopted it and it's okay because when I cook 5, 5.
Me, I will just tell them I'll
5
eat what is
fingers.
enough for me.
And then you eat 2 and then throw. I don't like throwing food in
It's not
Kampala.
good. Like someone told me food curses.
Yeah, in
if
Kampala.
you keep throwing food, that the food, as a little kid, they told us the food will curse you and it will not be in your house anymore.
Yeah, at least if you have like a pet, a dog, a cat, like you can share. But throwing. So me, I ask, John is going to eat 4, Nini is going to eat.
I don't like those counting.
Me, I do, but home, no. How can you?
If you count it before your grandmother, she will beat you. Even right now that you're a big girl, she will beat the hell out of you.
What count?
We
you
don't
want
count
us
food.
to make us hungry?
It's
more,
not our culture to count food. Actually, that's what makes Kampala people so mean.
Yeah.
Counting food.
Yeah,
So even when a
mean.
visitor comes to visit, you're so worried. Oh, they are going to eat food. Don't you eat?
And sometimes actually they normally pray. Visitors come after lunch.
Imagine what kind of meanness in us. Yet for us in the village, it is an honor to have a visitor and serve them whatever you have to serve them.
Actually, in village, grandma tells you add for visitors. Then we ask
Imagine
her.
when there is no one has told that they are coming,
Then
but
we
like,
ask her.
no, a passerby, someone may be passing by and they get hungry, they brunch here.
Then we ask her, did you make an appointment with someone who is, you people the city have spoiled you, even schools. We're like,
yes,
no.
they keep saying, these schools we took you to school to have knowledge, but they are just spoiling you.
No, how can you say, do you have an appointment? Anyone can come. It is our coming home. We're like, no, we don't want to waste food. Put it there. Okay, the
actually,
dogs will
an
eat
African home, a typical, leave alone this modernized with gates. A typical African home has no gate.
Yeah.
Just boundaries defined, but everyone is always welcome in the house.
Welcome.
So you can always move in at any time and you will always find something to eat.
Yeah.
Like Joanne's grandmother, I've been to her village before. Anytime I cry of hunger, like she has something to give. So like, oh, me I can't breathe. That's how I used to tell her. Me I can't breathe. I feel I'm so hungry. Then before you know, she has brought for you banana.
The yellow banana.
Me I can't. She always has something.
And
to give
you wonder sometimes, how can she send these mandazi? We don't make them home. But anytime you're hungry, she has something.
Yeah, that is our culture. But you should learn from our great grandparents. That's how homes should be. Me, I'll never count food in my house.
Yeah, I don't count. I shouldn't even
count
in my house.
If you ever come to my house, never be worried. Oh, I'm eating what? Eat as much as you have. Actually, as long as we have, the little we have, we share.
Actually,
the much we have, we share.
Too, we eat anything. We don't care. This one
we
has
are
got
eaters.
This one, this one has got. We eat. But these girls sometimes, I count food though.
I don't
Most
count.
especially
She comes and asks me how many. I tell her I'll eat what is enough.
And I make sure I put for her that much, and she has finished it.
I will keep finishing with it.
You have to finish it.
I hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you so much for watching. We love you
so much.
So much. Tell your exes, your friends, your loved ones, your parents, everyone, your relatives to come and subscribe to Joanne Obadia. We still have a lot of stories to tell you, by the way. Every day, a lot. See you right in the next video.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I have more viewers than subscribers. What's wrong with you guys? Let me talk. What's wrong with you?
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
This light is amazing.